Good morning, everyone. It's me, Robert Phoenix. I am your Astro Weatherman for today. Today being the 17th of July in the year of our Lord, 2024. What a strange year it is. Oh, look who we have here today. Yes, there she is. There she is. The belle of the ball, the peachy one. She's here with us. Yes. We're delighted to have little Peach. So yesterday during the show, I forget I don't know if it was this show or Dean and Jasper came up here and he sat down. What are you doing? He sat down and I said, Peachy, why don't you lick Jasper? Give him a good licking. And she went in there and she must have licked him for about 20 to 30 minutes. Like she was into it, man. You know, this cat listens to me. Like I'll tell her to do something, she'll do it. It's a very unusual cat. Very unusual. And then I have this picture of them together, and they were just laying down together for about an hour. You and Jasper were snuggling, weren't you? You were snuggling with him. It was very cute. Very cute. I don't know how I became a cat guy. It's weird. Really weird. Because I was a dog person for the longest time. Love dogs. Always love dogs. Still love dogs, by the way. But these little cats snuck into my life. You snuck into my life. You just showed up one day, didn't you? You're from some other planet. All right. Let's get down and get with it. Get down and get with it. Michael Cisternino, DJ MC. You know the world is right and ordered when he is first in the queue. Esperanza Vence Tarot. In that very important second slot. For sure. What's happening? EVT. Meagical Catacorn, batting third. Can you tell we have a baseball theme today? Batting third. Today, we got a birthday. Got a birthday. Saint Margaret of Scotland in the cleanup spot. And Saint Margaret, that does not have anything to do with janitorial services. Cleanup spot, of course, is in reference to the fourth position in a baseball lineup. Speaking of baseball, we watched oh my God, you Trump people out there are gonna love this. There's a channel that I subscribe to called Conscious X 777, which is it's kind of a weird channel, and there's some it makes a lot of interesting claims, and in this video, and this is not a positive. This is not a positive video because he's not everything is all Luciferian, satanic. So if you show up in his video, you are on the list. And people have the way he works his stuff is he has people that play roles, or they're so they may not be the same person, but they're I don't know what does he call them? It's not a role. It's character. They play characters. So in this video, Donald Trump apparently is Elvis Presley. Okay, before we get started on the birthday song, which of course we have to do, our good gal down in the WV, Orlando's got a new podcast bright and early. Let's just take a look at that for a second. There it is. Cup of coffee, 4,300, sitting on a powder keg. Salty language right there in parentheses, asterisk. If you haven't caught Warlanda's podcast, look, it's very, very manageable. 17 minutes, 29 minutes. She's feeling mighty today with a 32-minute entry. So she's a great listen and a great follow. There you go. I just saw that just across my screen. However, we need to address the birthday situation here. Let's see. And it's for our gal Magical Catacorn right up there in the DFW. And we always like to find a birthday song that I haven't played before. Although with Maya Rose, it was something we had played before, and it was good, and she liked it. It was perfect. It was a perfect song. All right, let's see what do we have here for the Magical Catacorn. Let's see. It's got to be special. Got to be special. Got to be unique. Okay. All right. Magical Catacorn, you're going to get the gospel soul treatment for your birthday. You're getting gospel soul. Here we go. Right here. Happy birthday, gospel style. Here, let's do it.
It's your birthday. It's the day that you were born. It's the day your mama brought you home. It's a special day. Let us celebrate. Yeah. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I'm going to celebrate with you. Time to celebrate. Tell everybody. Come on, y'all. Come on and celebrate on your birthday. Come on, y'all. Hey. Many more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we like that. We like that. That's a good way to get the day going. Happy solar return, Magical Catacorn. Mary Lee. Janice Phillips. A great new addition to Chattaria. Mary Grether. Hi, Mary. Good to see you. Thor at the door. My man, Steve, in the house. Green-eyed crow, passion crow. Ho. There she is, the Empress of South Jersey, Jackie Delario. What's going on, Jackie? Whitney Palm. What's happening, Whit? Good to see you. Barbara Boots. Oh, Barbara had a birthday, didn't she? Barbara had a birthday. And we missed her birthday. I think Barbara gets her own birthday song. She gets her own birthday song. Let's see. Let me see if I can find a good birthday song for Madam Boots. Hold on. Let's see what we got here. All right. Here we go. No, that's hold on. No, we can't do that one. We can't do that one. It's got to be the right one. This is perfect. And I know why. I know why this is perfect for you, Miss Boots. Here you go. It was her birthday, I believe, on Monday. And Miss Boots gets the Malamute birthday song. Here we go.
You ready? We're going to sing. Today is a very special person's birthday. Okay. So. time? What do you think? One more time? Tonka says, happy birthday! You ready? We're gonna.
So apparently that Malamute is famous for being able to talk and respond. There you go. Belated happy birthday, Double B. Sharon Lewis in the house. Christina Jurczyk, what's happening? Princessa. Tom Jordan checking in from the living room. Big Dave Sullivan. Randy Herrera giving us the weather in Wilcox, Arizona. 70 and beautiful. There she is, the Queen of Speed, Nora Rashid, in the house. Road trip. That's Darlene. Hi, Darlene. Robert Kitty's in chat. Was having me some Orlando cup of coffee with screen pray. There you go. Did a little Orlando. She's worth it. There she is, the lovely and talented one. Dr. Joan S. saving Austin one tooth at a time. Let's see who else we have here. Let's see. The Laura E. Hi, Laura. Laura. Who else? My man Ryan. What's going on, Ryan? Good to see you, brother. Lisa Ann White. The law is in the house. Yes, you can sign up to become a member of Locals. Yes, indeed. Getting ready to drop some more local stuff today. Laura wishes us hope. Hopes everyone is doing well. Thank you, Laura. Appreciate that. Oh, so let's see. Orlando is signing from Bristol, Tennessee. I don't know why I had West Virginia in my head. Who else we have here? Meow Meow Kitty Poop. So much meow in one space. I know. We have Meow Meow. We have the Meowgical Catacorn and Meow Meow Kitty Poop. And we have Peaches, who's left. I don't know why. Maybe it was the dog. I think the dog scared Peaches. Curtis Moonflower, my man. What's going on, brother? Where is Meow Meow at? That's true. We need more meow. Jill Wong. Buenos dias. Jill, there we go. Animals of Florida. Nice hat. Love my Indians hat. I hate it when they change. I'm not an Indians fan, by the way. I've never really been an Indians fan. Not that I dislike the Indians, by the way. There are teams that I have disliked. The Indians are not one of them. But the hat is, to me, this is the best of the Indians hats. So I wear this as a political statement more than anything else. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that. Let's see. Kelly B's here. Moira's here. Krista Royce is here. Sandy D. Hi, Sandy D. My mom's nickname is Phyllis Diller. Phyllis Diller was a trip, man. She was a trip. It's really funny. Like the younger generation probably has no clue about Phyllis Diller. And her story is pretty wild, how she shot to fame. We'll get into it with the star of the day. Yeah, there you go, CJ. Go Tribe. The old Tribe. So we were watching the baseball game last night. We're watching the All-Star game last night. I haven't watched a baseball game in a long time. But Paul's a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. And so we had Paul Skeens, who was pitching last night. And this guy is he is the hot ticket of Major League Baseball, right? I mean, he throws it with ease at 100 miles an hour. He's got all these off pitches that he's still really trying to get command of. He's this guy's a massive late bloomer when it comes to pitching, but he's doing incredibly well. Of course, he has a very photogenic girlfriend in Olivia Dunn, the petite gymnast, the pixie from LSU. And we were listening to it last night, and baseball, baseball's not the most exciting sport. Okay. Like, you have to know what you're watching when you're watching baseball, right? There are things like I also feel like baseball's better at the game than as a TV sport. That's a different story. But they show up last night and they're wearing, they used to wear their own uniforms. So you could recognize your guy, right? Like, you could recognize them. Oh yeah, they're so and so. They're wearing their uniform and they're wearing their number and all that stuff, right? But now they have these uniforms, and they look like minor league uniforms. They're terrible. The color scheme is terrible. It's just terrible. And the announcers are so fucking boring. They're so boring. Like, I remember Howard Cosell being an announcer, and he was not boring. Baseball, get better announcers, and people might watch your sport. And I'm a big baseball fan, or at least I was. Never enough meow. Janice Phillips has 15 cats. Wow. That's a lot. Let's see. Joe Litke reinforcing the boom, boom, pow. Hit the like. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. Amy Gill is here. Joan W. Buenos dias, Joan W. Julia Payne. Julia A. Payne. She's with us from New Zealand. Misbehaving too. Harriet Bowie. Hey. Let's see. Maria d'Ange. It's almost like Maria de Orange, but not quite. Yes, Ryan, thank you for readings. You can reach me there. The website was down for a bit yesterday, but up and running. Here we go. The feline distribution system is real. A black barn cat showed up a few days after I moved to Texas. They will find you, right? They will find you. Would cats be represented by Leo? Yes, indeed, Miss Rashid. You got that right. Nora's becoming a pretty good astrologer, I can tell you that. I'm a witch. I would like to think that I'm a warlock, but I'll take witch. I remember when I was running for office in Fredericksburg, they certainly thought I was that and more. Veronica's born. Good morning. Horses woke me just in time. Good on your horses. Source by McMahon. What's the sky saying today? Well, we're going to check in. I just love checking in with you guys. Claire's here. Hi, Claire. Think had another cup of that fine Panamanian coffee today. Thanks to our friend Lynn. It was a good brew. Moonsprout. Hi, Moonsprout. We got a Seeger sighting. Now I have to have a sip of naturally flavored, which probably means like there's human body parts in here, zero sugar soda. Zevia. It's a Seegerd. Perfect sip. Maya Rose, Guten Morgen, right back to you. Liddy Lou's here from the DFW, or close. Mo Harrison, checking in from Naples, Florida. There we go. Maria's got it right. Yo Warlock. Blunt hair. Psyched to be tuning in live from Baltimore. We're psyched to have you. Scrubbies with the name call, the name check. We're going to miss you this October. By the way, the event has happened. A lot of you have signed up. I'm so psyched. I gotta start putting the link in so you guys can you can ponder the offering. It's a good offering, by the way. Susan Camille Tech. Good morning, long-time listener, but background kind of gal. Well, welcome, Susan. I mean, even though you've been here, but welcome. Let's see. I'm not sure everyone's a demon walk-in character. Theme channels are what's needed. That is conscious triple X7. It is a very it stretches the bounds of conspiracy and believability in a lot of ways. Let's see. Anybody else? I mean, I just, I got to make sure. I don't want anybody feeling left out. I don't want anyone feeling left out. Choose love. Vaporwave. I got some sassafras at the KC Soda Company. Oh, sassafras is a nice little root beer, cousin of root beer. Let's see. Who else do we have? Oh, Barbara enjoyed it. She's mopping floors right now. Garden Girl sliding into home base. What's up, Garden Girl? Let's see. Susan Commutech going to be hanging around, chat a little bit more. Well, we're glad. It's a good place to be. There's our gal, fantastic CC Jones. Haha, my dogs here are barking. That is so funny. That is so funny. I love all the Cancer's birthday. Cancer's a popular sign in here. I used to get a lot of people with Cancer rising, Gemini rising, get readings. What's up with all this Cancer folks? Come listen. They can't. So I have Mars in Cancer. You must be attracted to my Mars. I think that's what it is. My Mars at 0 degrees Cancer. That would have been good for Tanya's birthday this past Saturday. That's why I played that. That's why I played that, because I had that knowledge. Paper Dragon. Nunya Beeswax. Checking in from the 512. What's up, Nunya? Us Cancers love astrology. That's true. And the thing is, when you go through, when you do the start of the day, I do the start of the day, a lot of the Cancers are really interesting people. And, I mean, no matter what you think of Corey Feldman, I mean, he's kind of interesting, right? I mean, he may not be the right kind of interesting, but he's interesting. Lives outdoors. What's happening? Nicole DiPaolo. Boy, we got a big room today. Terry Catterley. I got to just get through this so we get started. Celestial Nurse, Glemma Spank. Who else do we have here? PMSO Janine. Going to be seeing her in October. Sandy D was born in West Virginia. William Powell's. That doggy sounds better than a lot of rappers. You won't get any argument from me there, William. Lives outdoors. The hat is delightful. As I watched Soldier Blue last night. There we go. Soldier Blue. I got to check that out. Seegard's got good taste in cinema. All right. Are we there yet? Can I get going? Any laggers? Clear way the same as it, Doug. Let's see. Celsius has a nice kick. I think it has sucralose, Charlie. I've checked it out. I've checked it. Oh, was he an announcer? Howard Cosell? Yes. He was the great announcer. Howard Cosell was the man. Gemini rising. Hey, Cheyenne Jewel. Cancer rising. Gemini moon. Slot bunny. See what I'm talking about? Peter Biome. What's going on, brother? Peter Biome got up in the morning to join us. Misty. I'm a Cancer too. Wow. So many Cancerian types. All right, I got to just get into the weather now. There's no room to stop. No, we're on a schedule. We're behind schedule now. It's all you Cancers. It's all you Cancerian types. I'm gonna blame it on you. All right, here we go. We love our Cancers. I think it's the most underrated sign in the zodiac. Always said it. And I will cling to my stance on Cancer. How did everybody do yesterday? The energy was kind of nutty, huh? Kind of nutty energy yesterday. Yowza. What am I talking about? I didn't even leave the fucking house. No, but it was nutty. Yesterday we had this guy come by to look at the stove, and because it's not working and it's under warranty, so I had to have the warranty people send a guy out. And this guy was so thorough. I mean, he was thorough. He found the circuit breakers, turned off the kitchen, went in, and you could tell he was ex-military. This is how thorough this guy was. But it was great. And the motherboard on the stove is irreplaceable. Speaking of Cancer, we woke up this morning, found out that my neighbors on my right-hand side had put up a privacy fence. So, I have on that side, I have like a 6-foot cyclone fence, and they put this can tarp, which I at one point was going to do, but got sidetracked with a bunch of other stuff, like my mother's passing away. And was like, wow, that's a Cancerian thing, right? They're like, closing in the ranks on their backyard. But they didn't go all the way to the end. And I have a little bit of a pet peeve about that because they have like a shed, where they put shit, right? And it's at the end of their fence. So the idea is that the shed will block the open part of the fence instead of just taking, I don't know, 8 more feet of brown tarp and putting it up against the fence and having it look like it's presentable. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're going to do it all the way. Make it happen. Larry David thing would be, I have a question for you. I notice you put up the privacy fence. I have to say, it's a nice addition to your backyard. In fact, I was even going to do it myself. But I have a question for you. There's about 8 feet in the back. I'm just wondering, why didn't you just complete the fence? I mean, I know that you have the shed here and you're using the shed, but it's curious. Why would you just not complete the fence? I mean, if you don't mind me saying, it says a little bit about who you are. Here's my Larry David. All right. Moon is in Sagittarius. Are we freewheeling today? Yeah, we're 30 minutes in the show, and now we're finally getting to the weather. That's the moon in Sagittarius right there. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing. That's the Sagittarian creed. Trining Neptune, trining Venus. There's a lot of good cheer in the air today. Heck, we had 2 birthday songs. We spread it around. I'm a big fan of Sagittarius. I have Jupiter in Sagittarius in the first house. I would have to be a big fan, right? But I love the energy, right? Sagittarius is open and free, and when it's at its best, right? It's open, it's free, it's non-judgmental. Everybody gets to come to the party. Everybody gets to come to the party, and the party is a great party because that's what Sagittarians do until they find God. And then once they find God, her pains in the ass. They are the hardcore reformers. So until that moment happens, right, they are just naturally Jove. Today's that day. Moon sextile Pluto. When everybody else is thrown in the towel, today's the day where you pick the towel up and you walk over to them and you hand them the towel back. I wouldn't say you put the towel up on their forehead and wipe it, although with the sun in Cancer, that might not be too out of character. But it's hey, life's tough, but guess what? It could be tougher. And we can always tell ourselves that. And for most of us, that's 100% accurate and true. Every now and then, we reach a point where it's like, I don't know, how much tougher can this thing get? I think we've all had those moments, right? And some of us have had those moments that have been self-induced, but sometimes life conspires when you have some very difficult transits and you're like, oh shit, okay, I'm under the wheel. I better just let go here. Right. But the Sagittarian moon, and people will rhapsodize and philosophize with the Sagittarian moon. Today's good. Today's good. We got that trine with Venus. We got the trine with Neptune. We got kind of a tight kite pattern. Opposition Mars, Uranus in Taurus today. I think is probably the final day, really. I think we had about 2 more days with that Mars conjunction of the Israeli sun. But that's a different discussion. But yeah, I dig the energy. I dig that Sagittarian moon energy. Everybody's running around with their tight sphincters. The Sagittarian moon says, "Hey, lighten up, lighten up. It could be worse." So it's a good vibe for today. It's a good vibe for today. Get out there. I mean, we're gonna have this Sagittarian moon for right the next lunar cycle. So we're 22 degrees. We got 22 degrees more of the Sagittarian moon. And at one point, it's going to trine Mercury. And oh my God. Oh my God. Starting tomorrow, the overshares begin. But it's okay. I love you. I love you so much. I love you. Jupiter, Gemini, sextiling. It's kind of well, look at that. Venus coming into that sextile, which again, the ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter. So we have a moon Jupiter opposition. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. The only thing with Jupiter and Gemini is like it's so fractal. And there's so many things going. Like I got about 6 things going on right now. Between my truck, my car now has the Christmas tree on the dashboard. It's all lit up. I had the stove, right? Like that's all Jupiter and Gemini. Well, I don't have to worry about the fence now on one side, except for about an 8-foot section. But the moon in Gemini is also very honest, right? So there's gonna be a lot of honesty flowing. Venus still in that opposition with Pluto. We talked about that yesterday with the Widowmaker. And seems like Venus is kind of slow. It's kind of slow. Our star of the day. Yeah, she wasn't a Widowmaker, but she did divorce her husband. Phyllis Diller. What else do we have today? Chiron at 23, Aries. The sun has been in a square pattern with Chiron. That's sensitivity. Like a lot of people in their feelings, like even on a collective level. Like Joan was telling me that Mark Dice was down on this woman who was saying a bhajan at the Republican convention. I'm like, that's one of the coolest fucking things Republicans have ever done. What's her name? Harmeet something. That's like one of the coolest fucking things Republicans have ever done. Like the Republicans are not cool, but they had a Trump impersonator. It's kind of like a variety show, right? It's kind of like America's Got Talent. They need a rapper. They need Bryson Gray to come in and do himself a little. Bryson's actually a really good rapper. Bryson with Anomaly. Oh my God, Anomaly. Anomaly has this weird love-hate relationship with Trump. What would happen if Bryson, because they've done stuff before. Hey, Anomaly, I'm going to the RNC, brother. Why don't you come rap with me? Like that would be a huge crisis of conscience for Anomaly, wouldn't it? Huge. You know who can rap is Shamika. She did a thing with Brian. I'm like, Shamika, Look at you. I'd love to see Shamika and Bryson do something at the RNC. That would be so cool. But, hey, listen, people are in their feelings. People are sensitive. Mark Dice was a little sensitive. What is this? What is this? Is this diversity? This is too diverse. Look, the Republican Party's got to get cooler. They got to outcool the Democrats. And that's one of the reasons why they got J.D. Vance. We'll talk about him in 15 minutes. Let's see. Uranus, Mars conjunct Mercury's coming into a tight square. Uh-oh. It's one of those, where you see the words coming out of your mouth, or you see them coming out of your mouth visually, and you're trying to reel them back in, and it's too late. Right? I mean, on the other side too, be prepared for people to say some shocking shit. And it may not be shocking in the sense that it's aggressive. They may just tell you something. And it's like, whoa, really? I wasn't prepared to hear that from you. Right? So the next couple of days, shocking news is in the air. Dramatic and shocking news. And this whole assassination thing it's in the rearview mirror, but it's not going away. Right? A lot of people picking things apart. Apparently, they've got another bead on a guy that was killed that doesn't look like Matthew Crooks. So, Gemini, man, Jupiter and Gemini. Jupiter and freaking Gemini. Let's see what else is going on. Bigly. I think that's about it. Yeah, Mark Dice was all sensitive. What is this? It's too diverse. No, dude. These people live here. They're in America. They're probably conservative. Of all the cultures that migrate to this country, the Indian culture is the one that is really interested in integrating. Like, they're interested in it. Like, they want to become part of the show, right? They want to become part of the team. They don't, they don't sort of hole up in their quadrant and that's they're not Debornistan, right? The Indian population, it really wants to mix, mingle, and integrate. Well, welcome to the party, right? Let them sing a bhajan. It's all good, man. We're Americans. We're Americans. Just because it's not somebody doing God bless America doesn't mean that they're not an American. Man, I'm starting to sound like a Democrat. It's the Sagittarian moon. It's the internationalist Sagittarian moon. Okay, let's get into Miss Diller, since you guys know already who we're talking about today. But of course, I have to come in and run the banner. The banner is important. Got to run that banner for my guy Chris, the only sponsor of the show, which is True Hemp Science, besides me. True Hemp Science, and all you got to do is go to his website, check it out. Look at all the goodies he has on his website. And if you spend $100 or more, type in 15MINS, and you will get the free goodie bag, which is worth the purchase. Trust me. If he's slipping a couple of Moonlight gummies in there, you will be so happy you got that order. You'll be extremely happy. About an hour later, it's like, what was that? Man, I got to get some more of those Moonlight gummies. But also the CBD is top notch. It's all organically sourced, and he goes through everything and makes sure that it's the perfect blend. $150 more, get you free shipping, and there's always a 30-day money-back guarantee. Well, there she is, Phyllis Diller. Phyllis Diller was a cultural phenomenon. I mean, you had these people like in the 60s and the 70s who were comics, and they were really strange, right? Like, you just don't see that kind of like eccentricity anymore. there was this guy named Rip Taylor who used to come on to the Tonight Show, and he was like this crazy, wild, flamboyantly. I don't know if he was gay or not. I mean, that was his act, right? He'd come on, he'd throw confetti on the car. I mean, very flamboyant, right? Like you wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe you would see somebody like Rip Taylor, Foster Brooks, who'd come out. He had his drunk routine. He was probably sober as a nail, right? Red Skelton and his Clem Hopper shit, right? It was weird. Like you just won't see those people anymore because a lot of them are coming out of vaudeville. Phyllis Diller comes out of the comic scene in San Francisco, where she appeared at the Hungry Eye, which was a club on Broadway in San Francisco, which later became a strip club. But the Hungry Eye was famous for comedians, right? Like if you were a comic back in the day, that was the place you went, right? So that's where Lenny Bruce performed his very controversial routines, right? That's where Mort Saul did a stand-up. That's where Pat Morita, Mr. Miyagi, right? He was a stand-up comic. And his moniker was the Hip Nip. And then I think George Carlin spent time at the Hungry Eye, right? So it was the place, right? And that's where Phyllis Diller got her start. Why did she get her start? She moved to San Francisco and she became a copywriter for Macy's in San Francisco. And then somebody said, well, we'd like you to write a column. And the column was funny. But then I don't know how she winds up on the stage of the Hungry Eye. But let me just do this. I just want to read like what Phyllis Diller was wearing back in the day. Let me just go here just for a second. Like this, you got to remember now, this is in the 1950s. This is in the 1950s. And this is what Phyllis Diller was wearing. You got to listen to this. Let's see. American comedian who exploded on stage in 1954 wearing a sequined mini dress. Okay, this is 1954. An orange fright wig, gold ankle high boots, black satin opera gloves. That is how Phyllis Diller broke out onto the scene. Like that's what her attire was, right? And she often referred to her husband as Fang. By the way, she had Phyllis Diller's original. Phyllis Diller was fucking talented. She was a pianist. She played with the San Francisco Orchestra. She did a piano solo, was given a standing ovation. She had chili, right? She had a cosmetic company. Are you kidding me? Phyllis Diller is a freaking, Renaissance woman. Yeah, that crazy. She also owned 350 wigs. All right. What's notable about her chart? Jupiter on the ascendant in Gemini, right? I mean, we're talking multifaceted. Who knew that Phyllis Diller was a freaking classical pianist? People were different back in the day, right? So, and she's got that Jupiterian, like, blah, right? And it's kind of a shtick, but in some ways it's also not a shtick. The other thing that Phyllis Diller is known for is augmentation and plastic surgery, right? So that's the ascendant, that's the head, that's the face of the chart, and she's had a ton of work done. Hello, Jupiter. She has Mars in Gemini, which I think speaks to her multifaceted nature. And restless. She wrote 5 books, comedy albums, stand-up, TV, movie, right? Mars and Gemini, first house. Trine Uranus. Uranus in the 10th house. There's her calling card. Aquarius rising. Aquarius on the midheaven. That's her calling card is Uranus. Like who the fuck is this? Then she had that cigarette with the cigarette holder, right? I mean, she was eccentric, but she was also funny as hell. She was incredibly funny and quick-witted. right? That's Uranus Mars. It's that quick wit. And Uranus in the 10th house. She's different. That's for damn sure. Moon, Pluto in Cancer, and then the South Node in Cancer, second house. I think Phyllis made some money back in the day. She had 3 daughters, which is interesting because with the South Node, and this is one of the things she talks about. She talks about the one thing she has a regret is that she spent so much time on the road and so much time doing live dates that she couldn't be, in her mind, like a good mother. And so that's the South Node, right? That's the South Node Pluto Moon conjunction. And by the way, with the moon, well, that'd be the moon in the 3rd house. So, what I mean, should she have not had kids? I don't know. South Node in Cancer is like you've been there, done that. Like you had the kids. Previous lifetime, you've been, but with Pluto there, and I've seen this before, right? When you've got the moon conjunct the South Node, it's a wide conjunction. There, you have no choice. It's like unfinished business. Well, clearly she provided for her kids, and I'm sure her kids loved her. Wacky. How'd you like to have Phyllis Diller as your mom? Invite the kids over when she's home, and she goes into her closet and picks out one of her 350 wigs to try out, to get some feedback from the new kid. And she must have been a howl. She's got no Earth in her chart except for that true node. No Earth. Phyllis Diller is like out there, right? Her activity was what grounded her, clearly. Her activity. Sun, Mercury, conjunction, 3rd house, all trining Chiron in Pisces. In a weird way, she was kind of a healer. Right. And the thing that Phyllis Diller was very clear about is that when she wrote her own material. Like she didn't hire, like a lot of people hire writers, right? She had her own material and she made sure that it wasn't going to be profane or blue or anything like that. Right. So that trine with Chiron is really, really interesting. And Chiron in the 11th house. And, when you look back on her life, I mean, maybe she was, I don't know, away from home too much, but there was never any real controversy with Phyllis Diller. Like she knew what she could do. She had her priorities and that was it. Right. And Mars in the 1st house in Gemini, she's going to be restless. She's going to be very, very restless. I do think that there were people who were kind of turned off by her, like too much. It's sort of like, can you turn that down, please? Even though she wasn't loud, it was like, can you just turn that down? And Venus in the 4th house, wide conjunction with Neptune. I think when she was home, she was probably very kind and loving and generous to her kids. But there's that opposition to Uranus taking her out of the home, putting her in the world, and not spending as much time as she probably wanted to. Why don't we do this? I don't often do this, but let's see if we can just find a little brief Phyllis Diller bit. So people who have never experienced Phyllis Diller can get a flavor of her. Let's just do let's see if I can find just a brief Phyllis Diller stand-up moment. All right, 4 minutes of Phyllis Diller being politically incorrect. This is one of her many appearances on the Tonight Show. So let's just do a little Phyllis Diller here, and we'll set you guys off with a good laugh on the Sagittarian Moon Day. Here we go. I've not watched this.
Thank you. I just couldn't tell you what fun it is to be here with Bobby Darin on his terrific show. Well, I want to tell you one thing. I had a terrible time getting here. I'm going to give up driving altogether. I spent 3 hours on a cloverleaf. I finally sold the car and hitched a ride. I swear, driving is too complicated for me, and I'll tell you why. I can only handle one thing at a time. See, I have to pull off the road to blow the horn. I can't chew gum and walk. Honest to God, I have to turn off the shower to sing. And on top of that, I got rotten luck. I swear, one day I signaled a left turn. Somebody stole my watch. I once drove through a billboard. A cop was hiding behind. What do you say? Surprise. And he was. Boy, that man was bent out of shape. And so was his tricycle. I offered to help him put his gun back together. But he wouldn't let me. He said, if I do, I'm afraid I'll shoot you. What a sorehead. And I bent his badge. Had 6 points. He was a Jewish cop. In California, it has simply gotten too dangerous to drive. 8 lanes going 90 miles an hour. It's gotten so bad they're putting in confessionals all along the highways. It's called toot and tell. I got news. I got nothing to tell. My whole life has been like the 6th day of a 5-day deodorant pad. It stinks. If I were walking along this beautiful sandy beach and I picked up a shell to listen to the ocean, I'd get a busy signal. Even when I asked, I invited a boy to the senior prom. He didn't go with me. He gave me a number to call. You ready? Dial a prayer. The only dates I ever had were with Catholic boys during Lent. And you know when they play spin the bottle, if they don't want to kiss you, they have to give you a quarter. Well, by the time I was 12 years old, I owned my own home. And I'll tell you what made it really miserable. I had this absolutely gorgeous sister, and she had one of these sexy walks that says, to whom it may concern. Well, it concerned everybody. She spent most of her life in the back seat of a car. The only time a boy ever asked me to get into the back seat was to fix the speaker. She told me she wanted a white wedding. I told her she better pray for snow. But here's the way it is. Fang, my husband Fang, only has one relative that I can stand at all, and that's his sister. She's skinny and she's ugly, and I like her. If it weren't for her Adam's apple, she'd have no shape at all. She staples her bras on. Well, it's a fact. She staples them on her apple. She's got a striped dress that's only got one stripe. Her knees are so bony, she can watch television and crack walnuts at the same time. When she goes to ballet class, she doesn't wear a tutu, she wears a one-one. And when she forgets to shave her legs, it looks like 2 caterpillars carrying a cigarette.
What is Phyllis Diller?
She's so damn desperate, she accepts.
What is she inferring? What is she inferring? Fang's sister or Fang's sister was a tranny. The 6-pointed star, classic. All right, come join us over on 15 minutes. Doing a little semi deep dive on JD Vance. And thank you all for being here. Have a blessed day. Treat each other well, and remember, you have everything you need inside of you. Take care. Bye for now.